What the is going on, guys? We are back with episode number 2 of Q&A Wednesdays, and today we're going to look at a question from Joe Lovelace, who asks, I like playing with the Chiefs. How would you set up their defense? I run several offensive playbooks, but I run a 4-3 defense and just interested in what a vet would think. And we're also going to take a look at a question by Hawkeye Drifter, who asks, do you have any good methods for testing or comparing players? I don't like to make decisions on who to play just based off their attributes. And I haven't developed a strong method yet for comparing multiple players and how they actually play in the game. So, Hawkeye, we're going to take a look at your question from a defensive standpoint while we answer Joe Lovelace's question this week. The first position we're going to take a look at for the Kansas City Chiefs defensive depth chart is left end, which just happens to be the most difficult decision I had to make. So when it comes to defensive end, I'm going to look at speed, excel, and strength as my 1, 2, 3 most important things. It's always been that way. Then after that, it's going to be height and weight, and then tackle. The reason the choice was so tough is I really wanted to get this Rapati guy in there. He's 6'8", 315 pounds, and I absolutely love height at the defensive line position. I love it. I've always thought it's been a factor. When you put height and weight on the defensive line, I just think that no matter the ratings, that can be a very positive thing. But at the end of the day, Alan Bailey, 6'3", 285 pounds, that's only about 25 pounds difference, 25, 30 pounds difference. But it came to speed, 13 points more speed, 3 points more strength, and 11 points more of acceleration. So Alan Bailey is definitely my number 1 spot, and Rapati's going to be number 2. When it comes to right end, Glenn Dorsey at 6'1", not necessarily ideal, and 297 pounds is pretty good. His ratings aren't the best, to be quite honest with you. 69 speed is terrible. 89 strength is okay. 85 acceleration. I will say that Glenn Dorsey is one of those guys that plays better in-game than he does with his ratings. So that's the reason I'm going to put him here at number 1. And besides that, there's really not anybody that's better than him. So, sometimes you just run into teams they don't necessarily have great players at great positions. So then we're going to get to my favorite player on the entire defense, which is Dontari Poe. Now, if you're the type of person that plays connected careers and you're in leagues or you love to trade for players, definitely get Poe as your number 1 defensive tackle. He's a 22-year-old rookie, and in 3 years, this guy's going to be an absolute beast, probably a 99 overall. He's 6'3", 346 pounds, just huge defensive tackle, 96 strength, but better than that, he's got 73 speed and 85 acceleration, which is amazing for a defensive tackle. I would say that, in 3 years in your league, he's going to be the best defensive tackle in the game. Then let's not forget he's got 87 hit power and 86 tackle, again, only as a rookie. So definitely get him in your league, and he's a beast. He's one of the main reasons I do like using the Chiefs. And we actually did get Rapati at number 2 on the defensive end. Now, I don't mind Jarrell Poe. He's got some pretty decent numbers. He's 335 pounds. He's got 92 strength. We like that, but at the end of the day, even the overall Rapati is higher. He's 6'8", 315 pounds, so we're only losing 20 pounds difference there. His speed is 7 points better. He's got less strength, but he's also got a little bit better acceleration, agility. His awareness is even better. So I just really like to get that 6'8". When it comes to defensive line, I want to get those big, tall, fat guys, as I love to call them, to just move the line, push the line, and get some stops. When it comes to linebacker, it's pretty much a no-brainer for the most part. We got Justin Houston. He's 6'3", 258 pounds. We love that. He's 23 years old, so it's a second year. I do find, even in Madden when it comes to ratings, I find younger players that have at least half-decent ratings play quite well. Just for whatever reason, if they're young and they're in mid-80s, they play like a beast. Now, when it comes to linebackers, this year, hit power is number 1, absolutely number 1. And after that, it's always been speed, excel, and tackle. And after that, if it's close, I'm going to just look at height and weight. So I need an 80 speed linebacker for sure. So we've got 81, so we barely just get through there. 83 strength is pretty good at linebacker, and 90 excel. We definitely like that. So if we go take a look at his hit power and tackle, he's got 88 and 91. So Justin Houston is a monster. We love him at left outside linebacker. Then when it comes to middle linebacker, Derek Johnson is a no-brainer. He's a 92 overall, 6'3", 242, 85 speed, 90 acceleration, 92 awareness. His hip power is not the greatest in the world, but he does have 96 tackles, so that's a no-brainer. And Tomahawley, again, another no-brainer. He's a 94 overall. He's got 92 strength. And even though he's only 78 speed, he does have 91 acceleration. And that can definitely be a big difference. But look at that weight. We have a 275-pound linebacker that has 91 acceleration. That's definitely something that you don't see too often. And 92 awareness. And, of course, that hip power and tackle, 88 and 92. So absolute monster at linebacker. When you're looking for a second guy to put in there, we definitely want Brandon Seiler as our backup for every single position. He's not as good as he once used to be in Madden. He's only 6'2", 239, but he's got 77 speed, 87 acceleration. It's the other numbers that we really like about this guy. He's just got 88 hit power, and as you can see, it's better than any other guy on the team. So we definitely want Brandon Seiler as our backup in every spot. Now, cornerback, for me, I've always loved height as my number one thing that I look for. But I take other things into consideration, like, of course, speed, excel, and jump. And man and zone coverage is usually going to be the deciding factor when those particular ratings are close. Now, as you can see here, height is always my number one thing, but the top two guys on the Kansas City Chiefs are both 5'9". I don't like that. I've never liked tall guys. I would probably trade these guys if I was in a league. But Brandon Flowers does play pretty well. He's a 93 overall. Again, not overall doesn't really mean much, but if you've got good ratings and the overall, that's always a good thing. 90 speed, which is okay. 94 acceleration. But the great thing about Brandon Flowers, really, at the end of the day, is his man and zone coverage. He's got 88 play action recognition, 96 man, and 91 zone coverage. His press rating is only an 84. When it comes to press, if it's not 90 and above, don't even worry about it. It will not be a factor. Sometimes he'll get a good press, and sometimes the receiver will just blow by him. So unless it's 90, which none of these guys have, do not even consider that as a rating. Now, this was a tough choice here because Jaleel Brown's 6'1", and I love height compared to 5'9". But the things that really were the deciding factor to me were just things like awareness. He did have a little bit more of acceleration. His elusiveness was 94. You have to take the small things into consideration. Like, what if I get an interception? These guys are pretty close. But what if I get an interception? Elusiveness, 94 to 42. Ball carrier vision, 87 to 50. These are things that are going to help you not only get a smoother ride to the end zone if you're trying to, juke in and out of guys. As you can see here, juke move, 93 compared to 70. Ratings like these are going to help you maybe break that one tackle to get that, house the interception. So we have to look at these things. So that's the reason why I'm going to go Arenas number 2 and Brown at number 3, just because I like what Arenas can do with the ball after the interception compared to what Brown can do. Then this Menzie guy, he's terrible. Total bum. 83 speed, 85 acceleration. If I didn't have to use him, I wouldn't. But the reason I'm going to keep him there is because I really want this Nico Thorpe guy at free safety. When it comes to safety, hit power again is big this year. But pretty much, any other year, it's always been height, speed, and excel, and that is it. I don't care if my safety is a 25 overall. If he's 6'3" with 92 speed and 95 excel, that dude is a beast right there. And if he's got, just by chance, like an 88 hit power or a 90 hit power, then, again, who cares what his rating is? Those are the numbers, and those are the only numbers that you should be looking at when it comes to safety. So he's 6'2", he's got 90 speed, 93 excel. We love that. Let's see, he's got 90 jump. We love that. Now, the bad part is he's got 35 hit power and 53 tackle. So those are terrible numbers. But again, if you've watched any of my defensive highlight videos, you know that I love to get to wherever I need to get on the field as quick as possible. And I love to get that height because if I'm facing a receiver that's 6'2", 6'1", I want to be able to jump up with the best of them. And there's just no way we're using Kendrick Lewis. I mean, there's just no way that we're going to use that guy. 83 speed, 88 acceleration. He's just too much of a liability. And, you know, hit power, I like to have above 90. He's only got an 87, and his tackle is only 79. So he really doesn't provide anything other than that 87 hit power, which, I mean, if you can't get there, you can't make the hit. So really, what's the difference? We definitely want Nico Thorpe at free safety, especially if you're someone like me that loves to use the safety. Then we've got Eric Berry. That's a no-brainer. I'm not even going to go over his ratings. Kendrick Lewis, though, we are going to put in the backup positions just because special teams and things like that. And, you know, he is our best option if by chance Berry or Thorpe get hurt. So there you have it. A little bit of insight on what I think about ratings when it comes to defense. This has been my thought for years. You know, whatever I just told you, I've always considered. You know, I'll get at defensive end, I'll get like that like, I don't know, it was Ricky Sapp that I used last year. I think he was like a 49 overall defensive end. And, you know, I was in a league where we had a website with Pro Bowl selections and all that stuff. You know, he made the Pro Bowl every single year, got a ton of sacks because he's big. If you go look at his numbers, he's like 6'4", 250 pounds at defensive end. He was like 85 speed with 93 excel. Every other number sucked. But it's all about what you're going to call. You know, if you're going to be the type of person that's going to call blitzes where the defensive tackle or the defensive end gets in, you know, you have to take these things into consideration. If you love DT nanos, okay, well, let's get some speed at that position. If you like to get the defensive end free, get speed at that position. If you don't really do those things, then maybe you're just worried about that strength, that height, and that weight and things like that. So you do kind of have to take that into consideration as well. You know, Kansas City is a team that I honestly think next year is going to be one of the hottest teams. They got Andy Reid as a coach. You know that they're going to get rid of Matt Castle. Who knows who they're going to bring in? Maybe they're going to get Matt Flynn. They're going to get somebody that's going to be better than Castle. And this team is stacked. You know, when it comes to Madden, if I promise you, if they had somebody other than Matt Castle this year, people would be on Kansas City because they just have players all over the field that can do a really good job. Anyway, hope I answered your question really well this week. Don't forget to leave a comment in the section for this video so that I can answer your question for next week. And if this is the first time you've seen one of our videos, hit subscribe, hit like, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday.